Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's not the kill, it's the thrill of the chase. And I'll never wear make that a life jacket again. Hell no. That's what that shark was saying. I actually was able to remain somewhat subdued and composed, but I looked straight out to the water, kind of like what Chief Brody did. And I was like, what in the hell is out there? Michaelers, you got to be kidding me. Hammerhead sharks, and you got all these kids. You get all these overfeds visiting. You've got the locals. I'm just thinking, they're chumming the waters. I mean, you're just bait. And it's my only phobia. I will not get in the water. My GF's granddaughter will roll in again this June, and I did it last year. I went in because I had to, right? But I have to be under the influence of several different things. A lot of beers, probably some Irish whiskey. I might have to get a Leon Cersei cigar because, man, it is bold. Okay, I like to smoke the. I've been smoking the. What the heck are they? It's on the tip of my Oliva. Been smoking them lately. They're really good for the golf course. I like them a little bit bolder on the beach. But, yeah, I was just trying to get a little sweat in on a Friday. Just doing what people do. Get on out there, have a good time, and all of a sudden this wharf hauls in a shark. And I'm like, holy smokes, you got to be kidding me. And then we had a little bit of a conversation. All of a sudden, I turned my head towards the left from the beach, coming towards the ocean. All of a sudden was a pack full of girls. I'm guessing 21 to 25. There was about 25 of them. It was just unbelievable. And still, my attention was solely on the shark. So there you go. And I'm being told now it's not a baby hammerhead, which is okay. We've got a lot of, marine biologists who follow me on Twitter and or X. Bonnet head is what people are telling me. Here's a guy saying, Ballou, I know those Miller Lights are going down smooth today. Actually, no, I'm here at work. No Miller Lights, no cocktails at all. Always sober. Ricky, more importantly, how are I'm not going to get into that. You're bringing up the girls. That's really, I tried to do my best to cut out the girl. I really did. You'll be safe, Rick. Just wander out there, chest deep. It's the ocean, so there's probably thousands of mamas out there. That's from the mob. Yeah, he got me. And it was just comment after comment after comment. So there you go. Great Friday afternoon. It's going to be an even better Friday into the night. We got an awful lot to talk about, but I want to start on the down and then make our way up. It feels like weekly we talk about someone that we have lost. The Garrett Anderson announcement that came in today really hurt my heart. I loved watching this guy play baseball. I think he was truly one of the more underrated players that we have seen since the change of the millennium. And, he was good as well in the 90s. But I went back and I looked. I mean, this guy hit .293. He spent 15 years with the Angels, drafted when they were the California Angels, became the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Last 2 years, 2009 and 2010, spent in Atlanta and with the Los Angeles Dodgers, respectively. But this guy, 3 All-Star games. He was part of the World Series team in 2002. He won a couple of Silver Sluggers. He had 2,529 hits. Think about that. 287 lifetime average, 1,300 and 65 RBIs, but he's only 53. And they have not announced what the cause was. But last week it was what? Scrap iron. It was Phil Garner. And I want to say he was in his mid-70s. The week prior to that, it was Davey Lopes. Uh, Davey Lopes didn't get called up to Major League Baseball until he was 27 years of age. And he went on to have one of the greatest percentage stolen bases lifetime, second all time in Dodgers history behind only Hall of Famer Maury Wills. And if you look at what Lopes did, he became part of an iconic infield for 8.5 years in Los Angeles with Steve Garvey at first, Lopes at second, Bill Russell, who played shortstop, and then, of course, the Penguin, Ron Say, over at third base. And, Gardner traveled a little bit. As a matter of fact, Phil Gardner was actually part of the 73-74 A's that won the World Series. I do not believe he was on the playoff roster. Okay, didn't get any at-bats, whether going for the pennant or going for the World Series, which they won. He was a full-time player in 75 when Boston knocked out Oakland, and that got us to one of the greatest World Series of all time, Cincinnati in 7 games, the winner over Boston. But, Garrett Anderson, to me, even though he went to Atlanta and he went to the Los Angeles Dodgers, this is kind of a dying breed where, for the most part, his entire career was spent with the Angels. And, you just look around the bigs right now, outside of Mike Trout, outside of Jose Altuve, you can't say it. You can't say it in football really anymore. You can't say it in basketball. Maybe Steph Curry. Okay. Hockey. Well, Ovechkin. I mean, and bless his heart, he's thinking about coming back next year, which is great news. We can expect another 8, 9, 10 empty net goals by Alex Ovechkin. But to me, that is what sports used to be all about. Loyalty from both sides. Paying your player and the player wanting to represent the team, the city, and the fans. Nowadays, no one cares. They just don't. It doesn't matter if it's pro or they don't care. See that ridiculous Florida State video of these guys who weigh about 155 pounds? I thought that they were backup punters, and they're making their own version of, let me dance, let me cut it up, and let me do this. While Florida State fans continue to just really stupor around, right? It's almost like Florida State fans right now, if you didn't know any better, you would think that they were extras from The Walking Dead. There's no pulse. There's very little soul. The organs aren't working. You're just walking around saying, Mike Norvell is back. Mike Norvell is back. Hasn't won a road game in 2 years. It's awful. It's just awful. It is. And then you got these kids who have no idea. Dance, I'm just going to say, hey, Ballou, you know what? They're young. Let them have fun. Let them have a good time. Fine. Can you make a play? Can you run the right route? Can you catch the ball? Okay? Can you pass the ball? Can you block the guy in front of you? Can you tackle the guy who's coming to do some of that stuff, and I'll quit complaining. Okay? I will. But this hurt Garrett Anderson. So rest in peace. What a magnificent career. And, I'm a real numbers guy. I see all of these, like we talked about it earlier, where all of a sudden all these marine biologists are on my timeline today telling me about sharks. I watch a lot of stuff on serial killers. By the way, the top there, when I went to Deep Purple, knocking at your back door, and he talks about the kill. Okay, it's not the kill, it's the thrill of the chase. That has nothing to do with serial killers. Instead, if you really dive into the lyrics, and I have, Sweet Lucy was a dancer, right? It's about, I can't believe this, a rock star and a stripper. Wow. Okay,
Whoa.
So anyway, yeah, I know that's shocking. But, and I know you're good enough to play that coming out of our first break. That's what you expect from JJ La Selva. But we have all these names, and I wonder how you get these names. So I figured, why not? Kind of secretly now. And I've mentioned it time and again over the years on the radio. I look at myself as a self-named baseball historian. Okay. I'm just going to come right out and say, baseball fan's not good enough for me. A guy who studies baseball is not good enough for me. I am a lifelong, self-imposed baseball historian. And I've always been huge on numbers. Guess how many there are? We know there's what? 31 and maybe up to 32 lifetime players in Major League Baseball that have 3,000 hits. Just I know this is an unfair question and you weren't prepared for it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Guess how many there are in Major League Baseball who have 2,000 hits or more?
So including those guys?
Including the...
So 30 plus, I'm going to say like 230.
It's a really good guess. 298.
Okay.
Lifetime. 298 players in the history of Major League Baseball have 2,000 or more hits. It's a number that means really nothing except for maybe to me. Let's see here. 3,000 hits. All right, it's 33. K-Line, 3,007, the late Roberto Clemente. I think Al may have passed as well. I don't want to say that he's gone if he's still living. Yes, he died in 2020, okay, at the age of 85. So we have 33 players with 3,000 or more hits, but 298 with 2,000 or more, including 5 active players. Any idea?
Trout.
Actually, no.
Okay, so Salvador Perez, maybe?
Close, but nope.
Wow.
Yep.
Altuve?
Altuve's number 2. 2409 for Altuve.
Number 1. Wow. This
used to play for your team forever and ever and ever.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman, okay. 2451.
Wow, Freddie Freeman, who still has like 6 or 7 years probably.
He's going to get 3,000. Yeah. As long as there's not a lockout, he's going to get 3,000.
Is Mookie on that list?
He is not.
Wow.
Frangi's favorite team.
How about Mike Stanton?
It is not Mike Stanton.
Or whatever he goes by now. McCutchen.
It is. Andrew McCutchen. He's third, 2272. And I'll give you the last 2. Paul Goldschmidt.
I would have never got that.
And Manny Machado.
Good
at 2193 and 2081, respectively. The next up to the 2,000 hit club will be Nolan
Arenado.
Arenado at 1934. By the way, Ian Kinsler wrapped it up at 1999.
How do you
in
not
14
get
years.
One more, bro? You got to come back
years.
for like just a month or however long it takes as a pinch hitter.
So even if you're a little bit younger, I think you remember the name Garrett Anderson. And just to see him gone, and, you know, it's not like I knew Garrett Anderson. I believe I interviewed him a couple of times when I was in Chicago because I basically interviewed everyone, including Derek Jeter, okay, that played, and Sammy Sosa, that played Major League Baseball. But this one just hurt a little bit. Lopes and Garner, respectively, were, you know, in their 70s, but not today. 53. What a shame here for Garrett Anderson. What a shame for Maason Smith. He's on his way to Atlanta. A big-time miss, and I actually had a pretty spirited conversation about Maason Smith yesterday, about how it's all right there in front of him. Got to take care of his body. Got to eat well. Got to get stronger. You could still make the case. He goes to Atlanta. The light goes on. He could totally turn around his career, get a second contract in 2 seasons, and be set for the rest of his life. Or he could flame out again for the Falcons and be out of the NFL in a year, maybe 2. It's right there for him. But what a big-time miss. 48th overall. Of course, they made the deal today for Rook Orororo. That's his name. 24 years of age, second-round pick in 24. Same draft as Maason Smith. Rowe was 35th overall. Smith, 48th overall. So we have that to get into as well. All right, we're going to be real busy here on this Getaway Friday. Going to be a lot of fun here over the next couple of hours. Do have a scheduled draft analyst coming up in 22 minutes in Destin Adams. Always a lot of fun to talk to him. Yesterday we got into Peter Woods a great deal. Jordan Schultz said that he's the guy that, and I'm paraphrasing here, that if he started to fall, the Jacksonville could possibly move up to get. We know it's a very weak defensive tackle draft class, unfortunately. But, I'm sure the Jags feel like they got a guy now that they can lean on and trust a little bit. We'll talk about that when we get back here on the other side. All right, I had no problem spotting that shark today. I mean, I saw that from like a half mile away. It's because I have great eyesight, and that's thanks to Shmunez Vision. No matter where you are or what is going on, don't keep putting off getting your eyes checked. It's amazing to me how many people really do that. If anything else in your body acts up or starts hurting or you feel a twinge, you immediately seek help. It's very easy to delay when it comes to your eyesight. When you look at Shmunez Vision, 37 plus years of experience when it does come to surgery. Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. Check them out online. Let's go to Instagram, get all of the testimonials at Shmunez Vision.
1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
What part of your fire do you not understand?
The Drill.
This isn't the big leagues.
Mornings on 1010XL.
This is the big leagues.
Ballou here for Shmunez Vision. Why Shmunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Shmunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Shmunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Shmunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit shmunezvision.com today. Care you can see.
What if your next fun day out costs just $70 to play all day? That's exactly what you get at the Battalion Airsoft Arena, the only indoor airsoft battlefield in Jacks. Skip the same old boring entertainment choices and step into real action with your crew. Perfect for birthdays, company team building, graduation parties, or just epic weekend fun. No experience? No problem. The Battalion package includes everything: gun, mask, and ammo with unlimited play. So lock in your mission now at BattalionAirsoftArena.com.
Every day is game day on Jaguars Today. Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony break it down from every angle. Roster moves, matchups, league trends, and the pulse of Duval. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Fight night is here. Join Dan and I at UNF Arena for Guns N' Hoses Saturday, April 18th. You want to be a part of the pugilistic festivities? Go to GNHJacks.com and get your tickets now. It's Guns N' Hoses Saturday, April 18th.
April showers bring flowers. They also bring septic problems. And that's not the kind of spring surprise you want in your yard. Or worse, in your shower. Before a small issue turns into a big, messy situation, call Duck Duck Rooter. During April showers, Septic Powers promotion. Schedule a septic tank pump out at regular price, and Duck Duck Rooter will include a main sewer line camera inspection for an additional $99. See what's going on underground before you smell it. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Jacksonville, you're on the clock. When your oil change is due, don't waste your pick sitting at a dealership. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, there's no appointment needed. Just pull in, stay in your car, and in 15 minutes, you're done. That's a smart pick. With convenient locations, a 4.7-star national rating, and named #1 quick lube for customer service by Forbes, Valvoline is the easy choice. Make the right call. Visit the newest Valvoline Instant Oil Change at Beach Boulevard and St. John's Bluff.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's got a little bit of a Jaws. Dun, 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 dun. Sure does, man. Spotted sharks today, or a shark, I should say. Since this song is about a
dancer.
Yes. And I just mentioned a shark. For those of you who are intrigued, read Hammer of the Gods, the rock Bible about Led Zeppelin. And it involves sharks. That's all I'm going to say. It's a family show. Have you read that yet? I know
No,
you finished the Warren Zevon book.
I'm putting it on my list literally right now. Say it again, the title?
Hammer of the Gods.
Hammer of the Gods. Yeah, the Warren Zevon biography was actually written by his ex-wife. But it's one of the best biographies
really
I've ever read for athletes or musicians.
Trying to think of the best book I've ever read on a musician. Hammer of the Gods is absolutely up there. John Densmore, his piece on the Doors was really good.
What's the Rolling Stones book you had me read where it's them in France making their recording an album?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I gotta look it up.
Oh, it's I can't think of the name of the album right now, but they were just so messed up the entire time. You know, certainly including Keith Richards. It's the name of the album. I can't even think of it right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, I've read millions of books on sports. So I like to read about rock and roll, and like to read about the mob, like to read about true crime. It's just things that I absolutely like to get into. All right, we got plenty to do tonight, and we're going to be joined by Destin Adams at 13 minutes, get into the very latest for the Jaguars as far as the draft, which is for them 1 week from this evening. Now, hold on. First things first. We got to find the name of this. It's going to drive me crazy. It's distracting me now.
I'm Googling. It's so hard to find. Okay.
It's the name of an album in the mid-'70s.
Okay, so I'll just do their discography and then I'll find it.
Exile on Main Street.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh, my God.
Exile. I mean, how can I forget that?
How is Rick going to be able to do this segment without knowing that? I highly recommend that book, man.
It's
very juicy stuff. Lots of, hanger-ons that are hanging around the house, and lots of drama between the bandmates and their women at the time. Their wives are fighting. It's just a great book. And they're in France, and Keith is just, he's on drugs the entire time.
Mick Fleetwood's book is good. That's a very good one. Peter Townsend, Life is really, there's so many great rock and roll books. But, yeah, I think they're best when someone tours with them and writes about them, right? Like that whole gonzo journalism with Hunter S. Thompson. I mean, he traveled with the Hells Angels. He wrote on the Grateful Dead. He wrote on the infamous Mitchell Brothers that had the first parents turn on the radio for 5 seconds. The first live acts on stage, I guess is what I want to say, at gentlemen's clubs. But you didn't know what to believe and what not to believe with Hunter S. Thompson because it was all gonzo journalism. Right. And he was so messed up That's the thing.
It's like, is he making it up, or did he
dream it?
Misremembering? Yeah.
I mean, did it happen, or was he so messed up that he dreamed it and he thought that it happened?
This one we were talking about, Exile on Main Street, was written by Robert Greenfield, who was working for Rolling Stone at the time. So it's not some drugged up band member.
Yeah.
This is an actual writer, and it's great.
Yeah, it's a very good book. And then the one on, the Altamont is really the end of the 60s.
Which we know that there was the Hells Angels were security there, and a guy gets killed, and all hell breaks loose.
He pulls a gun. He's wearing a green suit. He pulls a gun at Altamont. It was a free concert. The Grateful Dead said, hell no. But it was Jefferson Airplane, and a Hells Angel punches out their lead singer, Marty Balin, drops him. Grace Slick's like, you just knocked out Marty. They knocked out the lead singer of the and it was like the Flying Burrito Brothers, and it was supposed to be the Grateful Dead and then the Rolling Stone. The Grateful Dead says, hell no.
Yeah.
We're out of here.
That's not
This
really
place
their
is nuts.
vibe. Yeah, like imagine the Grateful Dead performing at a show like that. They're all peace, love, and
yeah. But that was the end of the, as great as the 60s was, and that was, the whole counterculture of rebellion, being a rebellion and, going against parents, going against authority. It really ended in 69 with the Maason killings, and then Altamont, where, that free concert, he was killed right there by pool cues from the Hells Angels. And it's on film. If you've ever seen the film, it's on film. The book's always better. As a matter of fact, there's only a few things I can think of where the book.
What about Jaws? Have you read Jaws?
Yes, Peter Benchley. And in Jaws, by the way, Richard Dreyfuss, Hooper, he sleeps with Chief Sprody's wife in the book.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. So I don't know why Peter Benchley put that in. Maybe he was looking for, maybe he was trying to bring in a different brand of, bring up cheating. I mean, some of you may be confused. You think that maybe that just started last week with Diana Rossini, but it's been going on forever. Okay. You can go back to the days of that right there, which of course was a, that is a fiction, even though it feels like it's a true story. I'm actually going to take the GF there for the first. He's never been to Martha's Vineyard, so where they filmed that, and they locate great whites all the time. I just had someone who got a hold of me. Let me see this. There's a tracking system, and I've seen some documentaries on this, but apparently they
track like great whites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Exile on again, a ton of Exile on Main Streets. I mean, I love our listeners. They're a lot of our listeners are burnouts.
They really are.
A lot of our listeners are like old school hippies. I say we bring back the hippie movement. I'd love it. Just, be a little bit more like a job is okay. You are allowed to work. All right. But yeah, I mean, that must have been, love and peace and love and all of that stuff. I can't find it anymore. All right, that's too bad. The only reason why I can't find it is because I'm getting so many of these other comments that are coming in. Okay, it's called O-Search. Thanks to O-Search tracking, we now know when a group of great whites stop by once a year. Now, that's very interesting to me because I just watched the new shark movie like 2 nights ago, Thrash, whatever. It's kind of like a copy of remember after the hurricane, they had that huge gator that got loose and kind of like in some homes and in some tunnels. And
so this is after a storm.
Yeah, this copies that. But they said that it's bull sharks that travel in groups. Great whites don't. And that's what they said in the movie. But I'm like, wait a minute. I watch these shark videos all the time. And when they go into the water, there's a group of great white sharks. It's not like it's just one who shows up. That makes no sense to me.
Who's the one who has to physically put the thing on the shark to track it?
I don't know.
That's a job.
How do you go to school for that?
That is a job.
Yeah, it is. Is it like a crankshaft man, like former crankshaft guy in NASCAR who, like Fatback McSwain, who all of a sudden is out of a job and you have him now, identifying sharks, tagging sharks. I've never understood that. Okay, people will say the rush of adrenaline that you get when you're done jumping out of a plane, going into the water with great white sharks.
Like in one of those cages?
Eating a full buffet without utensils with Rosie O'Donnell. I mean, this is what it's all about, okay? Things that when you're done, you're just like, I cannot believe I just did that. If I said to you right now, you have a choice, jump out of a plane or get in a Shark Tank.
Shark Tank, easy.
Not me. I'm jumping out of a plane.
I might do the Shark Tank, that always seemed cool to me. I'm not scared of sharks, but being in one of those cages drop down seems pretty cool. I am so scared of bungee jumping or jumping out of a plane or any of that. That is my number one wussified thing. I do not play with that.
Well, to me, it's sharks. It's my only phobia. And again, I'll get in the water when my GF's granddaughter comes in.
I love that you're obsessed with them, though.
Oh, yeah.
You're watching movies and documentaries.
I've never missed a shark movie. I don't care what it is.
You really have, because I'm looking at Thrash right now, and it's not exactly an award-winning movie over here.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah.
I think I paid for it, maybe. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay. But, yeah, I watch them all. Total respect for them. Love them. And at least, you know what? At least a shark is somewhat sensible. Because if you go into a pond, it doesn't matter for a gator whether he's hungry or not. He's still going to just rip you to pieces.
He's going to run
and then
after
take
you,
the majority of you and bury you in the muck until he gets hungry later. You have no chance with a gator. Where you do have a chance with a shark.
You just better not be bleeding.
Yeah.
Have something shiny on.
So that's
I love that the lead in this movie is a pregnant woman.
Oh yeah.
So they're just like, hey.
I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Oh no.
But she gets chopped up. Her and the she gets chopped up. I mean, it's unbelievable. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to spoil it. I don't feel like, honey, what are you doing tonight? Ballou just recommended. Is it Thrash or Trash? It's Thrash, right?
It could be trash.
It's a great movie, man. It's like this unexpected storm shows up. Yeah. And it was like the most predictable movie I've ever seen.
Category 5 hurricane, it says.
There's one guy who's like a total jackass in the very beginning of the movie. You knew
he's going to die.
That his life expectancy was like maybe another 10 to 15 minutes. He's the first one to go. Sure enough, it happened. All right, we got to take a break. We absolutely do, because we have our draft analysts coming on in just a couple of minutes. Tonight's show is brought to you by the good folks at the Alexander Law Practice. Check them out online. Going to tell you much more about them a little bit later on in the show.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Indoor golf in Ponte Vedra is here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Play the best courses in the world at Back 9 Golf. Top simulators, analytics to improve your game, or just have a blast with friends or a client. Get this, you can bring your own beverages, including cocktails. Go to back9golf.com, book a tee time today. Membership opportunities, lessons, Back 9 Golf in Ponte Vedra, next to Nice High School. Back 9 Golf, where golf never sleeps.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
ACM and CMA Award winner, Hardy.
That's my favorite country song.
The Country Tour. April 23rd, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena with Mitchell Tenpenny and McCoy Moore. Hardy Live. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Hardy 2026.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Coach Campo here, and I just want to tell you about the best pizza I've had right here in Duval, and that's Tony D's Pizza. Tony works hard to make every slice perfect. If you love pizza like I do, you need to go to Tony D's, Bay Meadows and 295.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-7098.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, let's bring in Destin Adams. Does an outstanding job covering the draft, NFL draft analyst for A to Z Sports NFL. Destin, always a lot of fun. How you been?
I'm doing good, man. How are you guys doing?
Everything's good here. First things first, if you had to do one thing, what would it be? Jump in a shark tank or jump out of a plane? Of course, with a parachute.
Man, of course. I mean, the second part is definitely necessity there. I'm going to say jump out of a plane.
Me?
I think doing anything with a shark involved is probably not up my alley.
Yeah, I'm with you. No doubt. I'm jumping out of a plane as well. All right, what do you see a week from last night, a week from tonight? Are you forecasting a lot of trades? I know yesterday, it came out, a couple of different folks, including Brett Veach, the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs, saying he thinks there's going to be a lot of movement in the first round.
I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of teams that want to trade down, and I think that is what these reports are coming from. There's probably so many teams rumoring that, like, hey, we're willing to trade down. The problem is, like, someone has to be willing to pay that price to trade up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I see all these reports, and I fully understand, like, what they're trying to say. But, like, I guess I'll believe it when I see it, when I see multiple teams be willing to move up in a class where there's just not a lot of premium position talent.
Yeah, it feels like there's more teams that are willing to make the move, but what are they going to give as far as future picks? And I look at some general managers, particularly the New York Giants, where they've been rumored, to move Dexter Lawrence. But if you're Joe Schoen, you don't want future draft picks. I mean, you could get fired this year if you don't win enough games.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, and I think you hit it right on the nail there. Like, I really feel like it is going to really depend on the situation of every single team. But I really do feel like there's more teams this year because of how much talent is in 2027 that they're willing to risk that a little bit because they can sell ownership on the fact that, hey, that 2027 draft class has so much talent, and look at how much capital I now have.
But what is the reasoning, in your opinion, that this is not a great draft class? I mean, we went through that process where there were so many good wide receivers, it feels like 4 out of the last 5 years. There's been quarterbacks. We know only maybe 2 QBs go in the first round this year. Why such a down year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the positions that the top talent's at. I mean, when you just like think off the top of your head of the deepest positions in this class, you're going to say linebacker, you're going to say safety, you're going to say nose tackle, but not like the pass rushing defensive tackles, but the nose tackle class is really deep in my opinion. You're not going to have a deep quarterback group. You're not going to have a deep running back group, a deep receiver group. Like, I think that's part of the issue here is that, like, in terms of just paying off those contracts and the return on investment, there's probably a little bit of worry there.
Yeah, very interesting. We're talking with Destin Adams. He covers the NFL draft for A to Z Sports NFL. I asked James Gladstone a couple of Tuesdays ago about this defensive tackle class, and the forte obviously is the run. There's not a lot of pressure coming inside, and I loved his answer, Destin. He's like, listen, it's up to us to identify who that is and then coach him up so when, that rookie contract is wrapping up, they are able to show that they have been able to get to the quarterback. So with that said, how about coachability? How about the opportunity of taking these players and making them into something they haven't been in college? Do you have a guy or two that you think would fit that possible mold?
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, I think there's a lot of them in this class that have that coachability aspect. A lot of guys that aren't finished products. I do think it's an interesting aspect to look at, though. I mean, I really feel like a lot of players, they always talk about they really feel like they were successful in the NFL once they get to that second contract, right? And I think NFL teams are really starting to get to that point too, where if you get to your second contract with this same team, we can call that pick a win. You don't have to be an all-pro. You don't have to be a future Hall of Famer for a pick to be considered a win. But if you get to that second contract, I feel like teams are just starting to buy into that mindset. And I think looking at this class, I mean, I think there's a lot of guys that you can look at linebacker and safety that maybe you don't look at as day one starters, but their ceiling is just through the roof. I mean, I think Anthony Hill Jr. is a guy that he could be a day one starter, but you're not drafting Anthony Hill Jr. in the first and second rounds to be an all-pro as a rookie. You're drafting him because his ceiling as a player is just so high in comparison to someone like Jacob Rodriguez, who just came off an incredible season, and you're probably going to expect him to be better than Anthony Hill Jr. day one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, interesting stuff. Where are you with Peter Woods? And, I've read all the mocks. It could very easily be, a first-round pick. But if he was to fall, I don't think he's there at 56. But if he was to fall early to mid-40s, and again, they got to find a dance partner, what's your evaluation if Jacksonville's interested in moving up to get him?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got a feel for all of the Clemson Tigers this past year. If you just rewind a year from today and you're looking at all of these Clemson guys and what their draft stock was, there's probably an argument that 4 of them are first-round picks and 3 of them are top 15 picks. And now we're looking at the reality where probably none of them are going to be top 15 picks, and 1 to 2 are going to be first-round picks. I mean, Peter Woods is one of those that the 2024 film was fantastic. The 2025 film was a little bit rough. I actually think his teammate TJ Parker looked better on film in 2025 than he did. If I had to bet on one of them, I think it's going to be all about fit, and I think some of these teams at the end of first round are going to see how much natural skill he has and just find a way to use him. But I fully understand why, looking after the film we saw in 2025, why some teams in the first round could say, like, that's not what we want our first round pick to be.
Final minute with Destin Adams covering the NFL draft, which, of course, Jacksonville at 56. They will pick 1 week from tonight. We'll have it all for you right here on your home of the Jaguars, 92.5 FM. Okay, I'm still trying to learn, trends and what this new brass is all about here in Duval. But the one thing that I really looked at a year ago is team speed. And that's something that Jacksonville definitely addressed. They also talk a lot about the love of the game of football. And you know what, Destin? I think they trust Saturday tape more than, the former regime did. So with that said, what about Harold Perkins? I mean, he was all world before he blew the knee. And I know he's undersized as an off-the-ball linebacker. But what's your opinion if he's around for one of those, third-round picks? They have 81, 88, and 100 next Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, I think Harold Perkins, he has one of the traits that, like, when you have that skill as an off-ball linebacker, like, you just become so much more valuable, and that's rushing the passer. Like, his ability to get to the quarterback at a high level as an off-ball linebacker is something I think every team is looking for. The only issue that teams run into with that is if a guy is so good at rushing the passer, eventually he's going to want to be paid like a pass rusher and not like an off-ball linebacker. So it's going to be finding that balance, in my opinion, with him, because I really do think the best value you're ever going to get with him at the next level is as an off-ball linebacker. So I really hope a team doesn't look at Harold Perkins and think they need to turn him into a full-time pass rusher, because that's what that skill, how valuable it is to teams. I would like his fit in Jacksonville because of that, because they have their edge rushers already. They're not going to feel the need to pigeonhole him and put him on the defensive line. They're going to let him play off ball and be able to rush the passer while also using his athleticism to do other things.
Hey, Destin, have a great weekend. Appreciate it as always. I know we'll catch up post-draft.
For sure. Got to represent the AFC South.
There you go. And that's Destin Adams, based out of Indy, covers the Colts, and also does a really good job as an NFL draft analyst for A to Z Sports NFL. All right, when we come back, let's get into the Maason Smith trade a little bit. It just never worked out for Maason Smith. What do you know about Rook Ororo? Ororo. It's Luke. It's not Luke. It's Rook. Rook, R-U-K-E. Ororo. 24 years of age. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with that if the kid makes plays. We'll see. They made the move today. If you have not heard, tell you all about it. Hey, the Alexander Law Practice, if you've been injured in a car accident, you may be scared right now. You may be all alone. You may be just up against it. And you're thinking, I don't have anywhere to turn. I don't have the money to call a law practice. Wrong. You're never out of pocket when you call the Alexander Law Practice, okay? No retainer fee. There is no consultation fee. There's no fees at all, okay? So make yourself, first off, just go to the website, Alexander Law Practice, or make a call, 400-6600, and you talk directly with Rick Alexander, okay? He has a very small base of clients because he's involved with every single one of his clients. He has an outstanding staff as well, some great lawyers and some other folks that make this operation just so successful. But you're going to be right with Rick Alexander. And this is a Jacksonville guy, okay? Top to bottom, right here in Duval. So if your car has been wrecked, if you are injured, anything else that could possibly be happening to you since you were in a automobile accident, go to the Alexander Law Practice.
1010 XL. home of the Florida Gators.
Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Nikki Sema. My dad started in business when I was just 4 years old, and now we're 35 years and 20,000 satisfied customers in, and literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you're looking to revitalize your home with new flooring or need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites and don't forget to stop by our showrooms during our open house and cookout this Saturday from 10 to 3. Come see affordable luxury, experience the Lifetime difference, and receive additional open house discounts.
Lifetime Enclosures.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and the cooler weather is upon us. Folks, it's the perfect time to try the new breakfast sandwich from Dandy Foods. A hearty one, too. A twin-pack cinnamon swirl and country sausage. You get the sweet first, then the salty kicks in, and trust me, they are addicting. And you'll find them all at daily stores around town. So the next time you're out and about, stop and get all that deliciousness in less than a minute from Dandy. Just one more reason to go out and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated ViStar Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids around the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
The Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach is better than ever. Come experience our new renovated spaces, including an expanded wellness center with upgraded state-of-the-art equipment, recovery solutions, brand new locker rooms, and the Horsell Center for Health and Well-Being, all designed to help you feel your best. And now you can join with no joining fee. Plus, enjoy your 4th month free. There's no place like this place. And you'll love what's new. Visit the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you, on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides, and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
Hey, Hinkin here. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call Zero Res. This month, take 20% off your whole home air duct cleaning and start breathing fresh air again. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com.
Zero Res.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Oh my goodness, we're almost an hour in. You got to be kidding me. NHL playoffs get underway tomorrow. No place I'd rather be than on the golf course first and then watch the games after. All right, let's see if we can pull this up because someone, the 9787 just said it's pronounced Ruque. See if we can hear this on the phone. I went to this guide. Let's listen.
Yuki or Ruki? No, just Rook, right? Not Rookie. Rook. Or Ro.
I'm sorry. I just killed some dogs in town, but that is. Let's do that one more time, and I'll try not to laugh. But that's hilarious. I mean, row. I mean, let's hope he can play.
Row. So just ignore the H's. They are silent. Row, row, row. He says it, to remember it, you just think about row, row your boat. So, Rook.
There you go. There you go. So it's Rook. It's not Rook-Hay. Unless that is wrong. I mean, we just went through 5 years of Travis Etienne. He signs a deal in New Orleans. And by the way, that's how you say it. New Orleans, not Nowlands, not New Orleans. It's New Orleans. Just go to the Poco song. And we found that it was Achon. So we'll ask him. I know that. But I'm going to go with that right now. Rook row. 24 years of age, second-round pick in 24, 35th overall, 3.5 sacks, 36 tackles, 7 quarterback hits, 5 tackles for loss, 1 pass defensed, 25 games, 8 starts. That's what you got. He becomes someone where there is absolutely an opportunity for this man to reignite his career. Okay, get the hell out of Atlanta. They got 2 left-handed quarterbacks over there. They don't know who's going to be the starter. It should be Penix, but who knows? 2 is there now. You're coming here to a team that just won 13 games. And there's not a lot of room for players. But defensive tackle is certainly one position where you could use at least 2 more players, okay? And you could use at least 1 more edge. I think we'd all be in agreement with that. All right, let's get caught up because we went a little bit long earlier in the program, and we'll get ready for our second hour. We got a lot to do coming in hour number 2. Having a little bit of fun tonight as well. If you did not hear, I was part of an incredible situation today where this very, very well put together man wheeled in an enormous shark. And I just happened to be right there. I thought it was a hammerhead. I have been corrected. Actually, it was a baby shark. But in my mind, if that's where a baby shark is, you know her mama is right out there, not too far away. So I'm asking you, if you had to do one thing, jump out of a plane, get in a Shark Tank. JJ says absolutely he would go in the Shark Tank. I say absolutely I would jump out of a plane. Let us know. 641-1010 text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube, 1010XL into the night.
Our colors are teal and black.
It is. Jags on 3, baby. 1, 2, 3. Jags.
No one covers the Jaguars like 1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Strong in the classroom, gifted on the field.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes. Wednesday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Activated by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie for the farm at Okefenokee. My wife and I and a bunch of friends just got back from the farm, and we had an incredible experience. We toured the regenerative farm, as well as the beautiful handcrafted cabins, and were treated to a fantastic farm-to-table dinner created by Congreve and Penn. Man, was it good. Well, you can learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com. And even hear my interview with farm co-founder Doug Davis to learn even more about this amazing property. That's okefarm.com.
the flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Jacksonville, your refund just hit. Don't let it vanish on bills. Superior Fence and Rail doubles it. Match up to $250 on 100 feet or more. Picture this. One-day install transforms your yard into a private oasis with a quality that turns heads. From check to fenced paradise, faster than you think. Call today or visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to i9sports.com with summer and fall registration open right now, including girls volleyball at UNF and Bishop Snyder this summer, plus plenty of other sports on the First Coast. i9sports.com, enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Oh, it is finally here. It all begins at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Are you kidding me? Ottawa, Carolina. That is what the National Hockey League is all about. The hotbed will be in Raleigh. No place I'd rather be than right here in Duval, but...
is Carolina in the Western Conference now?
Raleigh, North Carolina...
oh, no, Ottawa
would be pretty good. Yeah, Ottawa's is. Yeah. Then you've got the Stars and the Wild. And remember, for those who are old school, years ago, it used to be the Minnesota North Stars. They lost their team. Dallas took it over. The Minnesota market is one of only, is it 13 that have football, baseball, hockey, and baseball.
And football.
Oh, did I say football twice?
I said baseball.
Baseball, all right, football. There you go.
Professionally.
Yeah.
That's surprising because you don't think about that as like a huge sports city, but I guess it is. Or state.
You know, they're talking about expanding the NBA in Vegas and Seattle. So those two would have it because Vegas already took the Raiders. They're taking the A's.
Oh, the A's. I forgot about the A's.
They have the Golden Knights. And
just like 5 years ago, they didn't have any.
I know.
Now they're going to have 4?
I feel bad for Oakland. I was lucky enough to be the sideline reporter for the final game ever played in Oakland. Gardner Minshew, the come-from-behind victory. I was stoned the entire broadcast. And no, I didn't smoke anything, but it was secondhand smoke. Okay? Every other person inside the black hole was doing doobies. And I'm not even, this isn't radio embellishment. This is the truth. But yeah, they got robbed. I mean, one of my all-time favorite, again, when I look at baseball, I absolutely loved the early Oakland days of the 1970s. I mean, look at who they had on that team. As far as Hall of Famers, I guess they only had 3. If you look at Reggie Jackson, Jim Catfish Hunter, and Raleigh Fingers. But Vida Blue was lights out. John Blue Odom was lights out. Billy Williams is a Hall of Famer. Right? He was not there all that long. But Sal Bando and Gene Tennis and Joe Rudy and Bert Campaneris. I mean, that team was so put together. Dick Williams, then Alvin Dark as your skippers.
Was Raleigh Fingers on that team?
Yeah. Yeah, he was. And you know what Raleigh would do? Oh, my God. Remember when the Dodgers won that first World Series?
The 2020, the fake one?
They're like, oh, my God, they're going to bring Jensen in to try to get an out in the 8th inning. I mean,
4-out save.
I mean, you thought that, if they were, I want to make light of it, but you would have thought that, like, this guy was caught in a monsoon and trying to shovel his way out, with a
spoon,
teaspoon. Oh, my God, they're going to ask him to get an out in the 8th inning. It's like, I mean, did they have enough ice to put on that arm after the conclusion of the game? Rollie Fingers was like, give me the ball in the 7th. Those old firemen.
Every night, too.
Oh, like Hoyt Wilhelm and Goose Gossage and Mike Marshall, who had an incredible couple of years with the Dodgers. They just said, give me the damn baseball. And nowadays, anyway. So, Flyers, Penguins. Those are your 3 games coming up tomorrow. Malkin's been in and out. Eventually, Malkin is not 100%. A lot of guys are banged up. Makar is going to be back for Colorado. He's missed, the last 10 games? So it's L.A. at Colorado on Sunday. Montreal at Tampa Bay. Man, it's going to be crazy. Tampa Bay, they do hockey right. I'll give them credit. I've been to quite a few Bruins, Lightning's games, playoff games as well. Tampa gets it. That arena downtown, it's not nearly as good as going into the Boston Garden, but it's still very cool. And you got there hasn't been a team from Canada who's won the Stanley Cup since 1993.
Of course. And we've gotten kind of close in recent years. Didn't we have a Game 7 with the the Oilers?
Mm-hmm.
Which the defending champions are out.
Yeah.
2-time defending champs.
Well, the Florida Panthers are out. They dealt with a ton of injuries this year. Kachuk came back late. They lost Brad Marchand. So that's just, unfortunately, the way things go. All right, Bruins and Sabres. Buffalo, a huge favorite in this game. It's Buffalo's best season in well over 20 years. Buffalo had not made the playoffs since 2011. It was the longest gap of any team in any sport outside of the New York Jets, who have not been to the playoffs since 2010. Then a couple of new teams, the Mammoth and the Golden Knights. So there you have it. Going to be some good stuff.
Is Connor McDavid not in?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, one game begins on Monday.
Okay.
That's Anaheim and Edmonton. But Edmonton's missing their great goal scorer in Draisaitl. He's out.
You don't think they have a chance to win the Cup this year?
No, not without Draisaitl. No.
We're not going to get an entire career of him without winning, right?
No.
It's got to happen.
I mean, he's entering Mount Rushmore. He just won another scoring title. He had 4 assists the other night. I'm looking at the Conn Smythe Trophy odds. For those of you who do not know, the Conn Smythe goes to the MVP of the entire Stanley Cup playoffs. Nathan McKinnon is number 1. Nikita Kucherov down the road in Tampa's 2.
Who does McKinnon play for?
He plays for Colorado. Yeah, him and Makar. Those two are on the ice with McDavid when the United States beat Canada. McKinnon, McDavid, and Makar are arguably the 3 greatest players in the NHL.
Wow.
When the United States beat them.
And it was 3-on-3.
Yes. Now, I got to put Nikita Kucherov on that list. And, Sidney Crosby's not what he once was. There's some brilliant young players. But there you go. And, Vasilevsky is the first goaltender. No surprise. And that's what it takes. This is...
How often do goaltenders win that award?
You know what? I think Ken Dryden won one. I think Patrick Waugh won one. I think Dominik Hasek and Martin Brodeur had to win them. I mean, those games were with the neutral zone trap. New Jersey tried to set back hockey, decades under Jacques Lemaire, that the finals were like 2-1 every night. So I got to believe Marty Brodeur won a couple. On the flip side, could Grant Fuhr have won it when Edmonton was scoring 7 or 8 goals a night? Could Glenn Resch or Billy Smith win it when the New York Islanders won 4 straight? But they put up, all of that offense. Do you have the list there? If you do,
I have the
interrupt me.
latest one, and it is your boy. We just talked about him the other night, Jonathan Quick.
Okay. He
And
won 3 Stanley Cups.
That was 2012 with the Kings. The year before that, your boy won it, Tim Thomas.
Yes, it's out of the University of Vermont.
Cam Ward. No, not that Cam Ward. Cam Ward with the Carolina Hurricanes. So another Hurricanes Cam Ward won in 2006. Patrick Waugh, like you said, for the Avalanche, 2001.
How about Bernie Perrant in 74 when he shut out the Boston Bruins? Did they give it to Bernie?
They did. He won it the year after as well.
God, he just passed too. We lost some great goaltenders recently in Bernie Perrant and Tony Esposito.
So Patrick Waugh won it in the 80s with the Canadiens.
Yeah, well, he was fantastic. That's a healthy argument because Ken Dryden had a Tony Baselli career. Ken Dryden had a Sandy Koufax. He had a Gale Sayers career. I mean, Ken Dryden, I think he won 5 Stanley Cups in 7 years, 8 years.
Wow. Yeah. So Wayne Gretzky only has one of these. Very interesting.
Okay. I did not know that.
1988. Mario Lemieux went back-to-back just a couple years ago.
Oh, he was insane.
Oh, no, Gretzky's got 2. Sorry.
And Yager was on that too. But with Tim Thomas, if I remember correctly, at the University of Vermont, he was a college teammate with another guy in Tampa that was pretty sensational in Martin St. Louis.
Yeah, those were really fun Tampa teams. That was like 2005-ish when they won their first title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm all about
Vincent
this.
LeCavier was on that team.
Oh, yeah. Remember when he dropped the gloves with Theo Fleury? It was like the 2 stars.
I got to see that. Usually they're not the ones fighting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was... You didn't see stuff... I mean, you did in the old days, but you didn't see stuff like that as we moved into, let's say 1990 on. I know hockey ain't for everyone, so we'll move along here and we'll get back to Sharks. Kidding. But what did I do with it? I just want to, since I'm on it, come on, Ballou. I had the overall, you know what? I think it went to my junk folder. Let me check. I hang on to junk just for this. Let's see. No, I don't have it. Okay, that's too bad. I was looking for the overall odds, and I did something with them. But, all right, here we go. I got it for you. All right, Ottawa, Carolina minus 170. All right, Ottawa plus 150, which, I got to admit, I like Carolina there. Boston, man, plus 155. The Sabres are minus 175. Okay, this is for the series, not for any games. Montreal plus 200. Tampa Bay minus 240.
Wow.
Okay, I mean, many believe they had the best coach in hockey. And maybe the best player. We just talked about the 3 great ones on the ice for Canada. Kucherov is absolutely, even though Stamkos is no longer there. Philadelphia, plus 125. Pittsburgh, minus 145. Colorado, minus 515.
No way. In a hockey series, I might put a couple bucks on the underdog.
Los Angeles is plus 395. I mean, you could just put a couple of bucks on that. That's huge reward.
4-1 odds.
Remember, Colorado got off to that just out of this world start. I was talking about it earlier in the week because of what the Los Angeles Dodgers have done so far in baseball.
Yeah,
Maybe...
I'm looking at the odds-on favorites to win the whole thing, and they're heavy favorites.
Yeah,
3-1 to win the Stanley Cup.
Well, President's Cup. And we've seen what's happened with the President's Cup. Just go to Florida a few years ago when they were down 3-0 and came back and won 4 straight games against the Boston Bruins. Maybe the tightest series is the one we talked about between Minnesota and Dallas. Dallas minus 125, the Minnesota Wild plus 105. Utah! Are there any Utah Mammoth fans here in Duval? If so, I want to buy you Well, you can't drink in Utah, right? Actually, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's wrong. I went to Utah. I had plenty of cocktails there.
I just think that the beer they sell at gas stations has a little less alcohol, I think.
All right. Utah plus 145, Vegas minus 165. We'll wrap it up with Anaheim plus 190, Edmonton minus 230. There you go. If you like hockey, you're in for a treat. It's a 2-month haul. And for me, it is absolutely spectacular. Football on the other side.
I'm Mo Williams, former offensive lineman from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Pete Mitchell, and you're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Frank Frangie here. It's Truck Month at Nimnick Chevrolet. Bigger and better than ever. Nimnick Chevrolet is offering supplier pricing for every one of those new Chevy Silverados. The same pricing normally reserved for GM supplier companies, now open to the public. And I'll tell you this, when you deal with Nimnick, it's good folks, man. They're going to treat you right when you buy it. They're going to treat you right after you buy it. They're going to treat you right always. I can guarantee you that. Shop at NimnickChevy.com or head to this dealership at the corner of Park and Castle. Who treats you better? Nobody but Nimnick Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious? Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us 641-1010.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
The Purple Heart isn't just a name. It represents service, discipline, and earning trust. At Purple Heart Pools, that standard shows up most in pool renovations. If your pool is outdated or worn down, now's the time to upgrade. So when summer arrives, your pool is ready. From new finishes and tile to decking, lighting, and full transformations, every upgrade is handled with precision and attention to detail. Purple Heart Pools. Pool renovations done right.
Fight night is here. Join Dan and I at UNF Arena for Guns and Hoses, Saturday, April 18th. You want to be a part of the pugilistic festivities? Go to GNHJacks.com and get your tickets now. It's Guns and Hoses, Saturday, April 18th.
Florida Heat doesn't play games, but some AC companies do. You've heard the Too Good to Be True ads. Let's be honest. Nobody sends a licensed AC technician to your house for $25. Suddenly, your cheap tune-up turns into a $1,000 problem. At Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, we believe in taking care of our customers. Right now, you can chill out for just $99. That gets you a full AC diagnostic and the truth about your system. No scare tactics. Call 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Catch Gators baseball all season long on 1010XL. Pitched by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Alert! Alert! Termite swarms are active right now in Jacksonville, and once they get inside, damage can happen fast. Termites don't knock, they silently attack the structure of your home, leaving behind costly repairs and long-term headaches. Protect what you've worked hard for with the proven protection homeowners trust. Terminix it with advanced termite treatment and prevention solutions. Visit Terminix.com and schedule your free termite inspection today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hell yeah, there's room for Rook. Rook Oro, newest member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Traded today for Maason Smith, according to Spot Track. Oro is going to make $1.7 million this year. He'll make $2.1 million next year. $966,000 of that is guaranteed. Jacksonville takes on a $1.3 million dead cap figure. Is it for this year? And it goes on to say here, forfeiting $835,000 of space. Let me see if it's updated here on over the cap. Yeah, I mean, they're up to 53.3. $53,340,000. So it looks like they have added. No, I don't see him on here. But nonetheless, the big ones are Tyson Campbell, 19.5, Gabe Davis, 14.6, Greg Newsome, $7 million, and Darnell Savage, $6.2 million. So right now the Jags, if you add the 1.3, unofficially, I'll put them at 54.7. And all that means is it goes against their overall salary cap figure. I still have not seen anything at all on the deal that was done with Trayvon Walker. He still has a cap number of $15,196,000. I don't know how the signing bonus goes into that and if or where it will change. I'm under the assumption it's going to. But remember, just because Spot Track and Over the Cap have these figures, they're both very, very good resources. It doesn't mean that they are the books that the Jaguars have, and more importantly, what the National Football League does have. So we shall see. The Jaguars as well today waived Cooper Hodges. So that was another move. Now, they've done that before, and they have brought him back. So I would think that there's still possibly, an opportunity that he does return. I'm real big on the offensive line. I think they have to address that fairly early in the draft. John Shipley does an outstanding job covering the Jaguars, tweeted out a couple of hours ago that with Cooper Hodges being waived, the Jaguars now have 64 players on their roster. All right. And so he goes on to say that's north of 25 roster spots that they will fill with the draft, undrafted free agents, and veteran post-draft free agents. That's for their 90-man. I mean, that for the most part, out of the 25, my guess would be 20 are rookies. You have 11 draft picks. They could move a couple of those. Undrafted free agents, but I still think depending on what they do, there's an opportunity, to add a veteran wide receiver. They certainly tried that out in Seattle a few weeks ago to add maybe a veteran safety, to add maybe a veteran off the ball linebacker. If they think there's a defensive tackle that can give them some snaps, if they don't get enough coming up next week, all still absolutely a possibility. You see Will Anderson? Huge Anderson.
Extension.
I mean, 3 years, $150 million. $134 million guaranteed. Will Anderson now becomes the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. And the breakdown on this is absolutely insane. But Albert Breer went on to say in the last year, okay, You now have 7 non-quarterbacks making $40 million or more a season. Will Anderson, Micah Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson, JSN, TJ Watt, Jamar Chase, and Myles Garrett. And I guess he didn't put on there, didn't Daniil Hunter get a 1-year, $40 million deal? I want to say he absolutely did. But just enormous numbers there. And listen to this for Will Anderson Jr. He's going to make more money in one day than the average American makes in 2 years combined. Okay? Per second, he's making $1.58. Per minute, $95. Per hour, $5,703. A day, $136,892. Per week, $958,247. Per month, $4,166,666.
So Daniil Hunter is getting that, but I think it's an extension for 2027.
Ooh.
So maybe that doesn't count for next season.
Okay.
I also find it surprising that the vast majority of those, I think there was only 2 that you mentioned, are not on offense.
Right.
2 wide receivers, obviously 0 running backs, but they're all ends. And we talked about this a little earlier on XL Primetime. The big left tackles in the league are getting paid like half that, what the best defensive ends in the league are making.
Dexter Lawrence wants 30 plus. I haven't looked at the future free agent class of 2027, but who's next? A non-quarterback. Jacoby Brissett today is a quarterback. He didn't show up for OTAs. He's only going to make $9.06 million this year, and only $1.5 million of that is guaranteed. Okay, he had 12 starts last year. They're actually paying Gardner Minshew more guaranteed money as the backup in Arizona. So, they're going to have to find a way to pay him something. Is he worth 25, 30 million? I mean, I don't know. He's a pretty good quarterback, but I don't think he's part of the long-term future, right? I would kind of look at Arizona as a team that may go quarterback this year, or perhaps they say if they're going to build it all over again, let's take our chances next year where it's supposed to be a much better quarterback class. But, I mean, we're going to get to the point where some of these quarterbacks are going to be making $75, $80 million a year. I mean, that's coming. It's not going to be with young guys because you have the rookie contracts that are in place. I mean, Lamar Jackson's got 2 years left. That's one to take a look at. Baker's coming up. He's got another year.
He seems like a guy that you would get like a very short contract for a lot of money. I could see him getting like a 2-year, $80 million deal somewhere.
Woo. Future NFL.
Maybe 70.
Free agent. Let's just see if I can. I got 2026. We don't want any of that. I'm looking for 2027. All right. Maybe we'll come back and we'll take a look at that. It's time for me to take a break anyway. All right. 2027 free agents, top players. Okay. Yeah, it is Baker. Let's see here. Well, it's Stafford, and, he's, 37 now.
He'll be living on those 1-year deals.
Mm-hmm. Stafford, Baker, Kyler Murray, Tua. So there you go.
How much is Stafford worth for a 1-year deal? Like 55?
I was going to say 40, but that's probably way
right.
too small nowadays. Yeah, it's probably more in the 50, 55. Yeah, you're right. He'll turn 39 next February. So the quarterbacks are Stafford, Baker, Murray, and Tua. They didn't even put Brissett on this list. I mean, the guy he replaced, they put on, Murray,
right,
and Tua, but they didn't even put Brissett on here. Running backs, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift. Wide receivers, Drake London, Chris Olave, Devontae Adams. He'll be 34 in December. Still not huge names, tight ends, Laporta, Kraft, Hawkinson. They don't even put Kelsey. They didn't even put Strange on here. They didn't put Parker Washington on here. Once again, Jacksonville being totally disrespected. Trent Williams is going to be the top offensive lineman. He's going to be 38 this summer. Quentin Nelson is a guard, been outstanding. All right, here we go. Edges with Trayvon Walker. So this is
a little out of date.
This is dated. Andrew Van Ginkel. Kayvon Thibodeau in New York. Leonard Williams, Vita Vea. DeForest Buckner. Man, he's been around for quite some time. Aziz is a free agent, is a backer in a year. Patrick Queen, Marlon Humphreys, we get the corners. Joey Porter Jr., Derwin James has got an opportunity to get paid as a safety. Jesse Bates, too, in Atlanta. So there you go. And then they say franchise tags, George Pickens for another year, Breece Hall, Kyle Pitts, and fifth-year candidates. Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud. Houston's already announced they're picking it up. Will Anderson Jr., all right, they just got that deal done. B. John Robinson. Now, there's the guy who's going to get paid.
Yeah.
He is absolutely going to get paid. Jalen Carter, Darnell Wright. So, that's a year away. That's what you're looking at. So I don't know if anyone I mentioned there is going to be, close to the money that we saw with Will Anderson. Maybe the exception being Baker or Matt Stafford. But again, we're talking about non-quarterbacks. So those two obviously are under center.
Get a Gator baseball chomp on 1010XL.
Two of the nation's top teams continue their big series in the swamp. Gators, Auburn Tigers. Tonight and tomorrow at noon on 1010 a.m.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be Jacksonville's #1 Buick GMC dealer. How do they earn that? By treating you right. I was just in there. I promise you they treated me right. They'll always treat you right. Courtesy, respect, and fairness. That sounds like a cliche, but it really is part of Nimnick's treating you right guarantee, and I'm an example of it. I love going over there, and I really do trust them. So if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle or a new vehicle, head to Nimnick today. Better selection, better prices. Who delivers both? Nobody but Nimnick. Head there today. GMC, we are professional grade.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Dinner tonight? Make it easy and make it something everyone will love. With the Flame Broiler Family Meal Plan, you can feed 4 fast with fresh, flavorful options. You get 20 ounces of your choice of protein. Mix and match your favorites, plus steamed rice and a fresh veggie medley. It's a complete no-stress meal the whole family can agree on, starting at just $34.99. Skip the cooking tonight. Bring the family together and stop by any of Flame Broiler's 5 locations today.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. Triumph did a really cool thing last year, Greg. They went off-road. What's happening with Triumph?
Well, not only did they go off-road, they threw all the chips on the table. Ricky Carmichael personally developed this motorcycle for them. So if you haven't seen the Ricky Carmichael 450, you need to come see it. Also just released some Enduros this year. They've got a full lineup. You're going to love them.
Talking Triumph, the latest off-road Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency. Check out cyclesofjacksonville.com.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the Checkmate Chessman.
At most companies, people start on the ground floor and work their way up to the corner office.
At Checkmate, I started on the ground floor, and almost 20 years in, that's still where I am, making ground floors look awesome, one garage at a time.
Well, I started as a pawn and worked my way up to king.
No, you didn't. Some guy drew you as a king. I asked them to give you a roller, so at least you'd look like one of the guys.
Yes, I rather would have preferred a sword.
At Checkmate, I work personally with our teams to perfect the preparation and application techniques that make Checkmate floors beautiful and durable.
And I keep things classy with my adorable accent.
Beautiful floors?
Check. Guaranteed to last?
Check. The finishing touch your home deserves? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com.
And that concludes the Josie Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clear water irrigation
and drainage too.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, today it's all going to be about the respect of Garrett Anderson, who's no longer with us. What a career. 2,529 hits. He was a three-time member of the All-Star team, won a couple of Silver Slugger Awards, was part of the Angels in 2002 when they won the World Series, and he died way too soon. 53 years of age. That is just awful. And they haven't announced what, the cause was. But I saw this one and I was like, wait a minute now. I mean, come on. He's in his 50s and his younger I mean, it's not supposed to happen. And, he did it all. He was a very good defensive outfielder. He hit for power. He hit for average, hit 293, had 522 doubles. And again, he did at the very end of his career, 15 years in Los Angeles, spent a year in Atlanta, and then spent his final year with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But that's another big part of all of this is we just don't see guys who play most of their career with one team.
Huge hit in Game 7 of that 2002 World Series. I think it was a double to clear the bases. And they won like 4-1 or something like that. So
Troy Glass, Tim Salmon.
Yeah, I love that team. One of the sweetest swings in baseball too, man. That lefty.
Right.
He always looked like he was not trying very hard.
He might be a Bernie Williams. He was a Bernie Williams type
that's a
of
good
player.
One. He always looked like he was just strolling around the park.
Yeah.
But very gracefully. Just amazing swing. Loved watching him play.
28-35, what can we expect from Ransaw? Well, it's a huge wild card because he has virtually no experience at safety. He played at a directional school, then his final year at Tulane, and he was a slot guy. He was on the corner. The Jaguars loved him as a safety. He practiced the Senior Bowl week at safety, but then was injured here. So he's going into this all new. The good news is he's had a year to learn. He's had a year to observe and understand what Anthony Campanile is trying to do defensively. And, I try to be serious about this, but just think of yourself as a 21, 22-year-old kid. And this applies to anyone who's been injured. Are you giving it your all? Are you fully in tuned? Are you there just to be there? Obviously, your mind is on your rehabilitation. It's about getting and fixing, your body, getting stronger, everything else. Are you really paying attention X's and O's wise? If he did, and by the way, I have no indication that he did not. I'm just saying this in general. If he really paid attention, then he's learned a lot classroom-wise. Now he's got to get out there and do it. They're real high on him. But, there's going to be inexperience. Absolutely no question about that. 94-23, how many of the highest paid players were in this year's Super Bowl?
Well, JSN.
Yeah. After the bowl. You know?
Yes.
Who else did Seattle have? Sam Darnold? No. Well, Kenneth Walker made a ton of money after the Super Bowl. It's the best game of his career. It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years, and I happen to like Jalen Hurts, and, Sam Darnold got it done, but I think you can certainly make the argument that franchise quarterbacks the last couple of years have been irrelevant, okay? It's been about a great offensive line, a great defensive line, a rushing attack, whether it was Barkley and a year ago and Hurts with his feet, and then this year, don't get me wrong, I still want a franchise quarterback.
Yeah. I'll take my odds. I like my odds with Patrick Mahomes.
Ballou, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just came out with next year's bout, and you're on it. Goes the show, they let any bum in. He goes on to say, kidding, this and that. How about this? This is on YouTube from Jags Faithful. He says, laughing my ass off. These guys are dorks right now. I thought you guys were off air, but it was radio. That was good stuff. I guess it was when we played how to pronounce the new guy's name.
I don't know.
Maybe. It could have been.
Or maybe when we were talking about being scared of heights and sharks.
Could have been anything on this show.
Maybe you really hated the Rolling Stones conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen. We'll do this on April 17th. We will not on September 17th, if that makes any sense.
But if liking the Rolling Stones makes us dorks, then I'm a dork, bro. Proud.
Rick, take me back. Favorite Joel Gartner line.
Who is that?
Isn't he a wrestling mouthpiece? I'm kind of out of the wrestling game right now. I'll slide back in at some point.
Yeah, he was a wrestling guy.
But I'm out of it. I have been for a little bit of time. And it's because I can't find any good bad guys. That's what it's all about for me. I like bad guys, especially in wrestling. I remember growing up in Boston, all these guys, they love Bob Backlund and Jimmy Superfly. I love Superfly Snook him when he was a bad guy, when he was part of the Captain Lou Albano stable. But, youngsters, they're going to love the face, right? They're going to love the good guy. I right out of the womb, I was like, give me the bad guy. I love Clint Eastwood, but I like the guy that's trying to, knock down Clint Eastwood even more. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Now, what have you thought about ESPN just totally selling out?
They did it 20 years ago.
Dude, but yes, but I mean, for WWE specifically this week, I've seen nothing but WWE content all over ESPN. And as a sports guy, I'm just like, dude, if I already hated this network so much, now it just really put it over the top that they're having these people on. I know they have the rights and they're promoting it, and it's on the front page of ESPN.com, and they're literally interviewing wrestlers on ESPN now as if they're athletes, or as if they're real athletes. It's insane, man. It's so maddening to me. ESPN really pisses me off.
I don't watch them outside of games. I just cannot handle them. And I think several of them would be good doing this, would be good in sports radio, but everything is with the punchline. And now it's turned into, well, this is what I see when it's viral or something like this, but they say things that they don't mean to create a reaction.
That's why I don't watch ESPN, but I see everything on Twitter, because that is what it's become. Yeah. They want to say something on their show that'll, blow up online.
And they also, and I guess I understand this part of it because it is their company, but they promote their own product. You go back to the month of March and listen, the women's basketball tournament, is outstanding. And it got pretty interesting there at the end with South Carolina and Connecticut. Then, of course, UCLA with the dominant victory. But you got the men's going on. And it's like you go to the ESPN.
They have the women's scores up first.
It's like the first.
Like, what are you doing? It was a disgrace what happened this year. You'd go on any ESPN app or the website. They would literally have the women's scores above the men's.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace, man.
I still really like ESPN.com. It's my go-to for scores and, I
Box
think
score or whatever.
Yeah, but I think they do a good job covering the NFL on ESPN.com. But, the grid pulls up, and it's NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL. Okay, those are your top four. Then it's soccer. Then it's the WNBA. Okay? These obviously aren't alphabetical. Then it's the WWE. And boxing, ahead of anything that is college
football,
collegiate athletics.
College football, the second biggest sport in America.
And then you go through cricket, F1, and gaming until you get to the PGA Tour and golf.
Gaming. I don't even know what that is.
Gaming's betting.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking maybe it was esports.
I'm like, wow, man. I mean, the people that are running this, they just don't know. And it's
no,
not
they
like
do know, but they don't care. They want to push their agenda no matter what. They know that WNBA storylines are not getting clicks, but they don't care.
Yeah.
They're going to push it because that's their worldview, and they just want to make it a thing. That's their whole prerogative. It's a disgrace, man, what's happening to ESPN.
9067. WrestleMania 4 nights? Is that WrestleMania
no,
last
two nights.
Okay. I think there's a real chance. I wonder about the Khan affiliation with his wrestling.
AEW.
Yeah. But if there's a chance to make money, I absolutely believe when, that stadium is complete and they build more hotels and you add more restaurants. Yeah. There's a chance for all. There's a chance for the NFL draft. There's a chance for a college football playoff game.
Ooh.
There's a chance for WrestleMania. I'm hoping for an enhanced opportunity at tractor pull contests.
Now, because of Tony Khan, they'll never get WrestleMania.
Well, that's what I just said.
And AEW is not big enough to have an event that's in a football stadium.
Yeah. People have told me this is the worst WrestleMania ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Again, I'm out of the game. I'm out of it right now.
Well, Hack will ask when he comes in.
Let's do it. Hack's going to join you coming up in about 15 minutes.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Meta World Peace, what's up, man?
Nah, that's not my name anymore, thanks to Hard Rock Bet.
We're doing this again, are we?
Now I go by Meta over rebounds, under assists, Meta the first basket, free throw, Peace.
Huh, so you really can same-game parlay practically anything now on Hard Rock Bet.
It's the only place I play these days.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Sports fans, Max Fink here with 1010XL, and when I wanted to send flowers, the advice came fast. Use Kuhn flowers, they all said. Kuhn can handle anything for any situation. Well, I took that good advice. Kuhn flowers made it happen for me. KuhnFlowers.com.
Storms are part of every season. Make sure you're protected. Call American Electrical to make sure you have the best in surge protection. Don't lose your home electronics to a lightning strike. Call 737-7770 for American Electrical.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is your job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rook, row.
Yeah, like row your boat. That's how he described it to the Clemson media. I saw on a YouTube video. I don't know much about him. I do remember him from the draft process because he went 14 picks above Maason Smith. So it's interesting. You got 2 defensive tackles, both guys coming into year 3, both guys not drafted by the current regimes that are at their organizations now. And now both guys traded for one another. That'll be pretty easy to see who wins the trade, who can turn their career around first. Rook here in Jacksonville or Maason Smith up there in Atlanta.
Well, it's a tremendous opportunity for row. I mean, it really is.
I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be. He's gonna be Rook to me. I'm going Rook for a long time.
I'm just gonna say it right now. I mean, he's gonna develop a cult type following if he can play football.
Oh my gosh!
Can you imagine everyone in the crowd going, oh, row your boat? You know, and all. I mean, all that. I mean, I don't know, but he's got an opportunity. Hacker, we talk about it all the time. They need at least one more, if not 2 more. Defensive tackles.
Maason Smith was a healthy scratch for the last, 5-6 games last year. The fact that they got a turkey sandwich for him, I think, is good because I didn't know if he was going to make the team anyway. And the fact that you not only get a turkey sandwich, you get well beyond that in this young man from Atlanta that had 3.5 sacks last year, had a decent amount of quarterback pressures. Look, I don't know who wins the trade. We're not going to know for quite some time, but on paper, I am pretty happy with what the Jaguars did today because, again, I think they were done with Maason Smith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, I actually had a long conversation about him a night ago, how it was right there for him. You have 2 years left. You play well. You get a second contract. You're set for life. You don't play well. You could be out of the league this year. You could be out of the league next year.
Yeah, and look, people, when Balky made that pick, some of us applauded it as gutsy, but national people were like, you took who? When? At 48 overall? I mean, it's a bad pick. There's no doubt it was a bad pick. Trent Baalke had some good picks. Maason Smith was a bad pick. And I have no ill will towards the guy. I wish him well. But obviously, with him being a healthy scratch, Matt Dickerson took snaps from him.
Yeah.
Like 30-year-old that was on the practice squad, they deemed was a better option than their second rounder in 2024. That's what they thought of Maason Smith at the end of the year.
Yeah, he didn't take care of his body. He apparently didn't eat right. He didn't get any stronger. He was getting blown off the ball. So, once again, he's got an opportunity. We'll see what happens. Hey, admittedly, I've been out of the wrestling game for a while. I'm told this is a bad WrestleMania.
Man, I am kind of like you. I'm not near as into it as I once was. The whole Netflix thing just kind of threw me off. I even forget it's on now. I know enough to talk about like the main event. I think it's like CM Punk and Roman Reigns is one of them. But yeah, I mean, ticket sales were awful. They brought John Cena back to be the host of it, I believe, because they've only sold like 45,000 seats in Vegas for both nights, and that stadium holds like 65, 70,000. So if you go by ticket sales, it has not been a great build-up. I might watch some of it. I know my Forrest was interested in watching some of it. We might peruse it tomorrow a little bit, but I'm kind of out of the loop on a lot of the matches.
All right. What's coming up?
We're going to go to Atlanta. 680 The Fan. Woo! My buddy John Michaels is going to talk to us about Rook, a row. We're also going to have Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com, and a lot more. We're with you till 10 o'clock to close out the week. And we'll keep you updated. Orlando, Charlotte. The winner advances. The loser is done. In Orlando, of course they are. They're up 22-10. When their backs are against the wall and I'm ready for the season to be over, they're coming out playing some of their best 7 minutes of basketball the entire year.
All right, Hack. Have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
It's going to do it. All you folks out there, have a great weekend. Beware of those sharks. All right, they're there. Baby sharks means mama sharks. But JJ, I am Rick Ballou, and as the great Quint once said, I'll never wear a life jacket again.
Sports for 1,000.